Hey everyone, welcome to our 2 o'clock live chat. I'm Heather and I am here for you every single day. Renee normally takes the morning and I take the afternoon, and we come to you live every day so you learn more and more about Luminous and what we have to offer, because we have a lot. We have a lot to offer, to look up, questions about. You might have questions about whatever there is to know about Luminous. We are going to tell you about it. So I just washed my face from the noon. So now I'm going to put a little bit of lotion on as well. But we do come to you, because I want that to soak in. We come to you Monday through Thursday, starting at 8 a.m. and going until 4 p.m. And it really, guys, I mean, I don't know another company that does this where you can jump on and get your questions answered immediately. We are here. And so let me put these hours up for you. But if you're new to Luminous, if you're thinking about a system, if you're like, hey, I'm curious about it, does it really do what it says it's going to do? Whatever the case may be, you can get your questions answered here. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be about makeup. It could be about what's good about airbrush makeup, or why do I want airbrush makeup, or does it really do what the infomercial says it's going to do? And we just kind of walk you through all of that. So we do like to go over our starter kit. And so when you order a system, you are ordering a shade range. So you don't necessarily have to really, what if I don't get the right shade? Number one, you're ordering a range. So you're going to be ordering a fair, medium, tan, warm, or deep shade. And we give you 2 large bottles. Let me pop those up real quick. The makeup does come with the system. And so it is going to come with the system. We are going to give you the 2 large bottles, and they're not the same shade. They're just a slight, there's just a slight difference. So you can match perfectly. Whether you get lighter or darker, you can mix and match those 365 days a year. But plus, think of the starter kit as your practice kit. We want you to get in there and get going with it. So use the product, experiment with it, and just have fun. We also give you Love and Blush to go along with it. And then when you get started, we want you to do the following steps. First thing is get it out, because whether you are just turning this on and feeling it on your face, or if you're actually airbrushing water on, or anytime you have this in your hand, you're going to learn. And so make sure you are utilizing that. So as soon as you turn it on, there is air that comes out of. So what is great about that is this nice little kiss of air that comes out. Which one feels so amazing? You know, wherever the air is, the makeup's going. So that takes the guesswork out. You know, I get this a lot, like, do I need to lay down the tarp? Or no, it's very, very precise. So it's only going where you point it, and you're in control over what's being let out, which is very little. But the other thing I would recommend is get traditional makeup out of your head. You are going to be applying airbrush makeup in a completely different way. So don't expect it to go on like traditional makeup or be applied like traditional makeup, because it's completely different. There's a small learning curve in the few times that we say a 7-day challenge. Use it 7 days in a row, and by that 7th day, you'll be an expert, okay? So let me say hello to everybody. Hello, Patty and Deborah. Hello. Hey, Amber, good to see you. All right, everybody is here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to go in with our blush. Do I want to do blush first? What do I want to do first? Normally I do blush first, or I always like to conceal my lids. So let's do it a little different. I'm actually going to go in and do a little bit of concealer right on top. Actually, I'll set my little mirror up here too. So a little bit, I just dotted a couple of little bloop bloop with this doe foot, And this is the Buff Concealer. And I really like, if I'm going to use a traditional concealer, I'm going to use this Buff Concealer because even though it is a little bit lighter, it almost works as a color corrector for me because there is a peach undertone to it. And so it really does cover the dark circles underneath my, or on my lids and underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to go in and do that right there. Now, what's great about this is the fact it does cover up my my darkness on my lids, but I can also use that lighter color as my lighter eyeshadow. So when I go in, I can just go into a deeper color because I can use that as my brow highlight or whatever I need. So just because this is a concealer, you can utilize it, okay? So let me go in and I'm going to use, I think this is the World. It's the Celestial, I believe it is the World, yeah, the World. And these are the colors we're gonna be using. So I think I'm gonna go in and with a blending brush right here, I'll go in with, I'm like, which one? I think I'll go in with this blue. It's the Lunar, which is the darker blue. There's two blues in here, but it is the darker blue. And I'm going to use that in my crease. And so I'm just going to blend that. And do it on this side as well. Oh, Deborah likes the colors. I know, I love these colors. Who says you can't wear blue eyeshadow anymore? Not me. All right, going back and forth and doing that right there. And then I'm just going to blend a little bit more and work on blending out any harsh lines. All right, now I'm gonna hang on to this brush, but I'm gonna take now a flat eyeshadow brush and get into Empower, which is the matte brown, which is this one right there. And I'm going to put it on either side of my flat eyeshadow brush. And the reason for that is I can utilize both sides before having to dip in here again. And I'm going, oh, it does, you don't think, does it look more gray, Deborah? And I'm turning my brush around. And I'm tapping that right on my lid. I'll show you the color in just a minute so you can see it, but it is blue. So I'm just going to tap that right there. Okay. Let me get this little brush out because it's going to fall out. Okay. So I've used this bottom one and this top one. That was the blue Lunar, and then that's the brown that I put on. It is kind of a blue-gray, yeah. It's just a little, like the other blue that's in here is more of a, it's a lighter blue, and it looks a little more shimmery, even though this one is very shimmery. And no, I don't know if I want to use the blue or the that brown to line my eyes. Ooh, let's use the brown shimmer one, which is Celestial. Let's see how that looks. I'm just going to line right underneath. And this does have a little bit of shine. So you could have gone with the matte. You could have gone with the shine. Hey, Candy, good to see you. and line that real quick right there. So then I'm going to go back in with my blender and just make sure that there's not a harsh line between where I did the brown, like making sure the blue and the brown blend together. All right. And I like the shimmer underneath as well. And I think I actually have a hard time with blues because I'm like, I don't want to look like an 80s girl. But when we put mascara and eyeliner and all that on top, it's going to look amazing. And I can even do the brown Persuasion eyeliner. And that way you're not going to, it'll be a little, you know, it won't look as 80s. All right, so I'm just dusting underneath to make sure I don't have any fallout. So at this point, you can go into concealer, and I did, because I did my eyes first. The only thing I have left for my eyes is eyeliner and mascara or lashes. But I can do that later. What I did is anything that may have caused fallout, and then I could clean that up underneath. But you could go, even though I used this on my lid, I can airbrush underneath, or, which I'm going to do because I don't use this. I used to use it all the time, and then I stopped because I like the airbrushing underneath, because I am self-conscious about my under eye circles and the wrinkles and crinkles. But if you notice how I put it on, our concealer does not move. Like once it is set, that's why I have to work in sections at a time. Like it is so good. It does not allow, like it's not going to wiggle its way down, or it's not going to do anything. I mean, once it's set, it is on. So what I like doing is blending this. But if you notice when I blended it, I started here. My wrinkles I'm worried about are in here. So remember, you hear me say this about eyeshadow, that first touch that you do is where most of the product's going. Same thing with concealers. So I'm going to do it out here, and then I can blend it in, but I won't have as much product there. Make sense? And what am I doing? I'm tapping. Again, this under eye area is our most delicate area. And that's probably why I like airbrushing my concealer on, or the peach color corrector on, because I don't want to pull and create more wrinkles and crinkles under here. So that's why I do the airbrush. But you can already tell, like it's starting to, my face is starting to light up. So I used that buff concealer, which has, it kind of has a peachy pink undertone. So that's going to help me with, make sure I'm using the right one, with any darkness, sunspots, all of that. So it's going to give me a nice highlight underneath my eyes. So now I'm going to go in, and I use my Silk 4-in-1, and I'm going in, and I'm going to start spraying. So doesn't matter, like I make one complete pass first, and it doesn't matter where you start as long as you're keeping track. So you are able to go in and make a complete pass. Okay, one pass, there you go. Oh, I didn't put enough in. Oh no, Candy, I'm sorry to hear that, baby. All right, so now I'll go in, focusing to blend that up. Now you see it's still highlighted, but it's not as strong because of the fact that it's now blended in with the foundation. I actually had an amazing weekend. We ended up having a girls' weekend, And so it was so much fun. All right, now I'm going to add the blush. So I'm going to do a drop of Tulip. And of course, my drop of Natural. And I'm going to blend those together. And apply that to both sides. I go back and forth. Now also, because of the blue eyes, the kind of bold, fun eyes, I can go a little more natural on the lips and the cheeks, if that's what you wanted to do. You can still do something bold on the lips if you want to, but that's up to you and what look you want, right? All right, so now I'm going to take the brown Persuasion eyeliner. And I'm going to take that. And as Renee says, just tickle those lashes. Just getting a really fine lash line. Bring that in. So with a look like this, where it is kind of a bolder look, I feel like doing the eyeliner really helps put it together. It's almost, when you're doing something this bold, I feel like you need that line to, so it's not so soft looking, it's a bold look. So I want to do everything to create that bold look, and that would be mascara, eyeliner for sure. All right, so now with the lips, I'm gonna have to dive in here real quick. And then I can grab, and this is Merengue, which is very neutral. But it is more of, it's neutral on the brown side, on the very nude side. And so I feel it ties in with the brown up here. And if I needed to tweak the color just a little, I could go in and do that with like the Soft Rose lip liner, not Soft Rose, what's that neutral one? Dusty Rose that I wear a lot. I would kind of go in there and tweak, because that's still very neutral. After it's on, you could probably even do Chestnut, because that's our brown. And line a little bit, just not, again, not that real precise line, but just to give it a little more. Just a little more. And so there you go. So I definitely would finish with mascara and go from there. So, all right, guys, Candy, I hope everything gets better, babe. I will see you back here at 4 o'clock or our last one. And I might do the same palette, but show you a different way to add that, put that on. And so if you're like, I don't know if I can wear blue, well, we can do something where it's a little bit different in the order and where we put certain things. So you can see the difference with that. So, all right, guys, I will see you later today. I will see you back here at 4 o'clock. All right. I hope everybody has a great day today, and I'll see you back at 4. All right. Bye.